So now, how do you prepare your application if you want to apply to a STEM university specifically? And I'm going to share a few tips to keep in mind. Of course, whatever university you're applying to, you should make sure to read about their requirements, because just as every university in the United States is different, that also means their requirements to apply will be different, most likely. But generally speaking, these tips can help you, or could be good guidelines to help lead you in the right direction. So many universities will require a letter of recommendation. And if you're applying to a STEM university, it's a good idea to have a math or STEM or science teacher write the letter for you. So then this helps the university to see what your academic progress is in a math or science related course in high school. Make sure that you give your recommender a clear deadline of when they should provide the letter. Let them know what your academic achievements are in STEM fields, what your extracurricular involvement has been, or just send them your resume through email. And this will help them to write a letter that is specific to you. It's important that your recommender personalize the letter, and then they mention specific achievements that you have done. You don't want them to write a general letter that could be about any student. You want them to be able to say something personal about you, which is why it can be helpful to share your resume with your recommender. And if your recommender can talk about in the letter how you maybe struggled in a course but showed improvement over time, or were really stellar during the course, you were an excellent student, that's obviously very good things to include in the letter of recommendation. The essay. So most universities will require that you write at least one essay to apply. And the first and foremost item to keep in mind is answer the prompt. So whatever the question is that you are supposed to be writing about for the essay, make sure you're answering it. Write about something that makes you unique. So the essay is where you have the chance to stand out and show who you are as a unique individual. So make sure to really talk about that. Organize your essay in paragraphs, make it nice and clean so it's easy to read. If you are writing about a STEM topic in your essay, that's great and can be very helpful to see what your experience is in a STEM class or a STEM activity, but it's not required, but it is helpful to see. If you're not sure what to write about, you're stuck, you have no idea, a good tip is to think about a time where you learned something new or grew as a person. That could be learning something new, like you took a programming course online and you learned how to program through Python. That would be a great thing to write about. That also has a STEM focus to it. It's also very important to proofread and have others also proofread for you. So go back, read through what you've written, make sure there's no spelling errors or grammar errors, and then have others read your essay as well, because they can often see errors that maybe you missed. And then put as much emphasis as you can on the smaller essays as on the main essay. So I say this because many times students will focus their whole attention on the large essay for the Common App or for whatever institution you're applying to, and they don't spend as much time on the shorter essays that ask why you're applying to that university or why you're applying to that specific program. So make sure to put time and effort into all of the essays. Activities. So you will have a section on most applications where you can write about any extracurricular activities you've been involved in. And we always say that it's quality over quantity. So we don't need to see that you've participated in every activity available. We would rather see that you've been devoted to 2 or 3, even 1 or 2 activities over the long term, and shown commitment to those areas. It's also helpful to focus on leadership positions if you've been the leader of a club or an organization. We always love seeing that or hearing about it. STEM activities that you're involved in are really helpful to include, but not required. But we would hope that if you're wanting to attend a STEM university, that you've participated in something like robotics and really have a genuine interest for it. Any volunteering experience is really helpful. And then be specific as well. So showing the progress you've made in terms of participation in an activity, how it affected you and your growth as a person, as well as how you helped others in that activity.